Alright everyone, welcome back to Opposite Conversation. Today's gonna be a good one. Gonna take me back to memory lane. Good and bad times, I guess. So, this question is brought to you by Niles Rogers. Asking a girl out and getting rejected. Boy, do I have experience in that. Well, I think rejection is a healthy thing. I think it builds, some type of strength, experience, and courage. And obviously, when you're getting rejected, you don't see it, and you don't think, "Oh, this is building my character," But asking a girl and getting rejected, and so I have a pretty funny story to share with you guys. And so it takes me back when I was in middle school. Now, I've always, been a little on the chunkier side. That's because I like to eat a lot. And so I guess I've always had that, body image. I was always just kind of in my head about it. Like, I might not be the best looking guy kind of thing. And so the self-confidence wasn't always the best in some things, and some other things I excelled academically, athletically. But even athletically, like I wasn't the fastest dude, but I had very good form and whatever. But when it came to having conversation with ladies, I can hold conversation, but I guess the immediate starting point was very difficult. So let me take you guys back to when I was in middle school. So I was in middle school and I was in my English class, and I had he was my best friend at the time. And we're just like nothing. All of a sudden he tells me, "Hey, you see that girl?" Now obviously I'm not gonna say the name. I'm like, yeah, what about her? She's really pretty. I didn't really think she was pretty at all. I'm just like, oh, okay. But the more he talked about her, the more I paid attention to her. Anyways, I started liking her. I was like, you idiot, now I kind of like her. Now, yeah, I can see that she's really pretty. And for weeks, he stopped liking her, and now I kept continuing liking her. And so he would mess with me like, man, you really like her? Well, yeah. Months passed by. And I remember one time, like, man, I wish I could ask her out. He said, ask her out. I said, nah. We were in that phase of like, wanna be pandilleros, whatever. And so it was like seven of my buddies, and so all of a sudden he told me, like, either you ask her out today or we're gonna kick your ass. We're gonna jump you. And they were serious about that, and I was like, damn. So anyways, I built up the courage because I didn't want to get jumped. And I went and I said, hey, I was wondering if you wanted to go out with me. So I think I said that like on a Monday or a Tuesday, because she said, let me think about it. And when somebody says, let me think about it, then you're like, dang, probably gonna be a no. So that happened. I think it was like on a Tuesday. So Wednesday went by, Thursday went by. Finally, Friday, I saw her again. It was awkward because I would see her every day, but I would kind of ignore it. And, at that point, I kind of knew, like, man, she had talked to all her friends about it. And so all her friends knew that I liked her. And so I just Friday, I said, F it, man. I'm going to go and I'm like, hey, what's up? And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I just, the moment, I like somebody else. And so I was cool with that. As a matter of fact, I was like, yeah, okay. And then later on, I kind of knew who she liked, and I was like, yeah, no problem. I get it. It happens. So summer passes by. That was 8th grade. Summer passes by. Freshman comes along, and I happen to have the same girl in my freshman English class. And that transition from summer school, from middle school to high school. There's a change, and so I don't know. I still really like the way she would dress. I like the fact that she was gonna start doing sports, and that to me in high school was like one of my ultimate dreams, to have a girl that played sports. I don't know why, I just wanted to go see her play. Was it softball, basketball, or soccer? Again, because I like to play sports, and so freshman year comes around, and once again I started kind of like developing those feelings a lot. Like, man, like, why can't I just stop liking this chick? And to be honest, she wouldn't really hang out with me as much. She wouldn't, not like we had constant conversation. You just, I guess when you like a girl, you like a girl. So my buddies would make fun of me, like, man, you still like her? Like, yeah, all right. And this time, no, I didn't get, they didn't tell me we're gonna jump you, but I think I was like at that point where like let me develop my self confidence, and so I am a true believer on trying something different, and if you fail, you actually didn't fail because you learned something from it. So, anyways, I ended up asking her out. Now this time I do remember, it was a Monday. I said, hey, I know that I asked you out like maybe like 6 months ago, but I really like you, and I would hope that you can give me an opportunity. Like I'm actually a nice guy, and you know that I'm pretty funny, and I think that I don't know, we would make a good couple or something. I don't remember what I said. And she throws me with the, oh, let me think about it, and I was just like, deja vu, and so that happened on Monday. And this time I was smart, I guess. By when? She goes, I'll let you know by Thursday. I was like, yes, I'm building my confidence, So Tuesday passes, Wednesday passes. Keep in mind, kids talk. And so my buddies were like, hey, you asked her out again? I was like, yeah. Thursday comes around. And immediately after, English class, I'm like, hey, and she's like, kind of like, oh, dang. I'm like, hey, so did you think about what I asked you? Things like that. And she goes like, she's really sweet. She wasn't like mean about it. She just said, I think she was also developing her ways of denying people, rejecting people, or me. She practiced with me a lot, I guess. And so she says, at this very moment, I don't want to have a boyfriend. So I'm sorry, I just don't want to go out with you. You're a nice guy, but I don't want to have a relationship right now. No problem. I respect that and thank you, and don't worry, I'm not going to ask you out again. And she just kind of giggled. That was on Thursday. On Friday, I had her for third period. Sorry, I keep saying first period English. No, it was third period because it was after nutrition. On the next day, before school, as I'm walking down to my class, she's walking down with this guy holding hands. And it was just us in the hallway. And so I just kind of walked by and, they both smile, I think, because she probably told him like, oh, that guy asked me out twice and I just rejected him yesterday. I just kind of looked down. I just didn't say anything. But it was one of those moments where like, it was very defining. Obviously, I felt like crap. Now, kind of, I can laugh about it. I even told my wife the story. That's the reason I got the permission to share it with you guys. I didn't want to get my ass kicked again. But at the time it was very difficult, especially as a teenager. You're like, damn, like, getting laughter from your buddies or from, getting rejected from a girl and things like that. It's difficult. But now I understand that I have this story to tell. So if there's somebody out there who may be older or maybe younger, don't be afraid of rejection. Rejection, I think, provides a lot of valuable things. Obviously at the moment I wasn't thinking like, yay, second time getting rejected, and the next day seeing you walk down with some dude who plays sports, who was in much better physical shape. And so I think that kind of messed with me, and I said, that's the reason why she didn't go out with me. Like, I have great sense of humor and things like that, but that's the reason she chose not to go out with me, because of the way I look. And maybe it was true, maybe it was 1,000% true, but at the end of the day, it allowed me to continue talking to different ladies, and that transition into my girlfriend, and that transition to my wife, to find the proper one. I'm definitely gonna say it definitely worked out. My wife is the most amazing person. I can't even begin to imagine my life without her. Not only she's just amazing, smart, professional. She sets out goals and she does them. And she's my biggest support system. So it worked out for me. And now looking back, it's like, maybe at the time I had okay taste in what I like. Maybe it wasn't so much about the physical, it had something to do with it. But when you're in high school, you just like who you like for whatever reason. And she definitely ended up going out with some other guys that maybe weren't the best option, and she did a couple of things that maybe definitely did not align with my values. And so she did me a favor. That's all I'm gonna say. So if you're out there thinking like, man, somebody denied me, or I just went through a breakup, things like that, Learn from it. Get the positive. There's always a positive to everything. Honestly, to everything. Even if somebody passes away, there's a positive to that, because you understand, like, man, I should really spend more time with that person, or whatever the case may be, or just kind of always see things from a positive lens other than the negative. And so that story to this day, somebody made fun of me. Is like, yeah, maybe you should stop asking that girl like 4 times, blah, blah, blah. And so now looking back, it's silly. I'm much older. I have no problem with, having that conversation. But as a freshman, sophomore year in high school, that was some rough times. And so, but that definitely did not stop me from asking other girls out and giving myself the opportunities. In fact, I actually took pride in being able to ask somebody and getting rejected. After that, I can't really remember getting rejected like that. But like I said, it just builds a lot of resiliency that at the moment you're not thinking about it. But great question. I don't know. I mean, again, these are opposite conversations. That's kind of what I had in mind. And so thank you guys. If you're brave enough, any funny rejections or anything similar in the comment sections, we would love to hear. Maybe start a positive support group for the people in the internet. But like as always, man, we go for the car and we stay for the person. So thank you for your question, and I really, really enjoy sharing that story with you guys. Appreciate it. Till next week.